Let's find out what they have dialed up. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Alec Ogletree in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught at the 20. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 59 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now Watson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Bridgewater to throw it this time. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory. And that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On second down, Bridgewater again. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
To throw, Bridgewater. He's going to loft one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Lamar Miller, he scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first two drives of the third quarter, one for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding him to no gain.
They will run again with Coleman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. They will indeed snap it to Watson. That's to his running back, complete. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Back near the goal line, Bridgewater. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped, 10 yards, 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. This is intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued. Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. Back now in Pittsburgh. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the 4th quarter. Again, it's Foreman. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Come back, come back. 3rd and long, it's Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over. It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing? The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. From the gun, Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Richmond.
After the interception, here's Watson being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. A.J. Bouye, the fine cornerback, there to make the play defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And now another one thrown incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Target. Come back.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. It's caught by Jackson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Come back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning.
Come back. Down. Blue 80.
Watson now looking to throw on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Able to avoid him at the 40. Still shedding tackles. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. Powerful running. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Watson now to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And a great game comes down to this. Time for one play, and they've got to get it in the end zone.
And I want every cover guy I've got in the game on defense, every extra defensive back who can make the play on the football. So whether it's nickel, dime, quarter, whatever you want to call it.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted.
It's one of them ones, man. You just in the car, man. It's like when you in the car, you just think about everything, man. Definitely when you by yourself and you just cruising on the highway, man. Yeah, this got me thinking. On that cap, swerving through traffic, listening to traffic. My windows ain't tinted, so notice me. 4 braids, Yankee fitted, yeah, know it's me. I'm everywhere comfortable, but I'm still attentive. A young with money will make offended. I ain't flashy, I'm classy, but I ain't stupid either. Never show up to that's hungry and eager. My brother's keeper, I'm loyal, it's all in my demeanor. A true believer, I believe when they didn't believe her. That's why I don't let opinions affect me. I do what I want to do. If they do or they don't accept me, they expect me to give up. I almost did. Things went from moving faster, slow motion. I was losing focus, stuck on that. It was smooth on the surface, but underneath it was broken. Hoping to find hope in this hopeless world we live in. What you give is what you given. Gotta make wise decisions. Gotta stay tunnel vision. Gotta avoid collision. Keep scratching the surface and keep your palms itching. Gotta pay moms a visit. It's been a while. I've been working, she keep telling me she miss her child. I find myself passing the house, then I spin around. She say I'm always moving, I just can't sit around. Oh my, cause the cash ain't gonna come to us. When we was down, who gave a dime or gave a for us? So instead of making it hard, I made it fun for us. Make it easy, so when you need it, you just run to us. But it's a lot of pressure, I'm trying to stick and move through this. Fixing these bumps on the road so I can just cruise to this. Living my life on the road, I'm trying to get used to this. And when they throw dirt, I just act like a broom to this. Trying to stay true to this, even when they lie on me. World on my shoulders, my girl can't even cry on me. God watching over me, the devil probably spy on me. I've been going through some, Kenneth keep an eye on me. I know it's been a drought, but to my fans, don't go dry on me. If you want a picture, take a picture, don't get shy on me. I'm here to inspire, I admire that you admire me. I've been in the dark, but I promise you'll see a bright of me. I'm sorry. To all my supporters, man, I love y'all. I just want to say thank you for supporting me since day one. You don't want to see me win, man. I don't know why, but we gonna win anyway. I came straight out the with a microphone. Boy, I swear I couldn't leave that mic alone. Everybody clear the room, I like to write alone. I'm in my zone, bass bouncing off the styrofoam. I'm never in between, I'm either hot or cold. Can't be a loser, I maneuver like I got a clone. I'm out here in these streets like I ain't got a home. And you barely hear from me like I ain't got a phone. Because there's no days off, there's no days off. I know it sounds a little painful, but it pays off. Social sites was distracting, so I stayed off. Spoke to God, then me and Satan had a face off. I swear my life was like a rocket, then it takes off. First I plotted, then I got it, couldn't wait long. I put the pedal to the metal, then took the brakes.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down, Newton. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
From the 50, it's Watson. He can run for it, and he will. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. A pickup of 11 at a Texans first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. It's complete to Golden Tate. A gain of 32 that time.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll give it to him up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. A shotgun snap for Watson. Steps away to his left. And he's in. It's a Houston Texans touchdown. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Bills. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Escaping the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Newton. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Lawrence Guy in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Newton. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now a first down throw for Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Now it's Newton. He gets it to Matthews, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. They run. It's Johnson. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. No dice for Sean McDermott in the offense. And this Texans defense stands tall. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game. Because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack. And that's what I'm seeing so far.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. They are going for it. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. They go play action here on 1st down. Forced out to his left. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. A big-time play there for the Texans. 43 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with it. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there. I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now Watson going to sneak it, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans are in for 6. And it's up and good. That pushes the lead now to 15-7. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Now here's Johnson. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked.
But the ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. Still going. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Come back.
On first down, it's Watson. Dancing to his left. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Jakeem Grant now to return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bills getting set to go. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Newton. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. On second down, here's Newton. He's got it. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Operating from the gun, Newton. Got a man, it's Johnson, end zone for a Bills touchdown. Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills draw a bit closer. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. Throwing again is Watson to Mixon on the check down. He finds an opening past the 40, and he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into...
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley. In from his linebacker spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Come back.
Out of the gun, Watson being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left, and this will be caught at the 30. They give him a gain of 38. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Whitney Merciless able to get him for a loss of about 3.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Watson steps away to his left. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
Forced out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
I don't think this will even... Nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Second and 10, Newton again. Flush to his right. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got. We now proceed to the start of the second half. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. On the return comes Drake. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Green the line. Green the line.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory.
Tiger,
The
tiger,
linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
23 yards on the play.
Reset, reset, reset.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Here's Watson now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Back to throw, Watson. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag, and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. He stepped right up like a pro.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On second down, Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Newton on first down. And this one is incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Here's Newton. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
That was a considerable gain on that catch by Dante Pettis, and he did the bulk of the work himself. Not surprising. An elite kick returner, he often turns into that when he actually catches the football. We just saw an example of it right there. Certainly has good bloodlines. His father, Gary, longtime center fielder in the major leagues, now a coach with the Houston Astros. So maybe that's how he tracks the football downfield. The bloodlines from the dad tracking down fly balls.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Newton now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's first and 10. Newton throwing again. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. He takes this to the 15. A flashy juke. That got him a couple extra yards. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Again, Newton. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time as now. The Bills on third down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Duke Johnson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And his guys now just a 2-point conversion away from tying us up. Last year, the Bills only went for it 1 time, and they did not convert, but they're going to line up to go for 2 here. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On second down, here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. Oh, another great move. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to. You and your brothers just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. They only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. from the gun. Newton. And incomplete here on third down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find a completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the fourth quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they'd missed that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
And now out comes Houston. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through three quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. To throw on second is Watson. Room to run past midfield. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Come back. Tiger.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Dancing to his left. Throw left side complete. It's James. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. But now all of a sudden, the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They run for it with Mixon. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on first and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll give it to Mixon. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And here come the Bills. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. One last throw here for Newton. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Tell myself as I'm writing my eulogy. Ask the mirror, how you put up with this foolery? It reply, how you put up with this song and dance, all this buffoonery. Long romance, death, what it do to me? Yamagini dream was a nightmare. He was dancing with the devil for his life, yeah. We all on the dance floor. Girl, come with a dance. Puerto Rican in the breathing heavy. Little had my looking daddy. Couldn't tell him nothing cause we lost him already. Cozy boy with his spaghetti. With the money and fame, the price come heavy. The price come heavy. Like Shaq attack up on a backboard. Got me back up on a backboard. When she asked me if I love her, I just act bored. Say loser, ask for it. Living movie, blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Talking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental. I get never minded if I offend you. I need the silence, chaos is in my mental. You need a PJ first class, not what you went to. You need the relay, chase money like you sane. I'll give you the boat, chain, and plane. Fame name, that's insane. Pop up. You need a in case the movies get insane. You need a ruby, the kind of jewelry that's from the rain. I'm just here to remind you, but never mommy, man. I'm here to remind you where you come from. All this peace retreat is lame done. You can never get rid of me. I live in you. Both of our fire offend you.
Hey, I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no, I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros, ain't no.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. The winner of this one will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. And away we go on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And incomplete to open things up. His tight end Clay, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. So they are going for it. Now Dalton. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Well, trying to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now they've got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jarvis Landry from 19 yards away. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused them.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Hey, Tuesday.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go through a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Linval Joseph in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
A gain of 32 that time. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
It's second down. Dalton looking. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20, and all the way down to the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams that just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. Passing. It's Dalton. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Tim Williams able to drop him for a loss of 4. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. 6 plays got them down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Dalton now to pass. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
To throw is Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Second catch of this AFC title game, but he's got a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's Ryan being chased out left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with third and just a couple.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll go with a big bank for it. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 51 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead. Of course, he's fresh off the Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC, and what a game it was last week, and a long touchdown run right there.
He and his offensive line, the receivers blocking downfield, they're all in sync right now. Could carry him to a second straight Player of the Week award.
Gets fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more of the AFC Championship game after this. 1st and 10 for Dalton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for Indy. 73 yards. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Lamar Miller taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. Now McManus on to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They go play action here on first down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback. But as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
He completes it to Boyd. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 34 yards. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Now McManus for the extra point. McManus's point after is good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now out comes Houston. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And got his man complete. The 20. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. A big play there just before halftime. 67 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. From the shotgun, Ryan. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. He'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Tuesday.
Operating from the gun, Ryan, and that is incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. They'll run for it with Fournette, and he'll get it only to about the 3 and no further as they stop him. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
Brandon, let's file this play away for later. Let's note this play because, to me, it's not out of the question that the decision to pass up the 3 there could come back to haunt them later on.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Dalton hovering near the goal line. Looking for his tight end Clay, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Tuesday.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Bryant's kick is good. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've got the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. Fournette, a first down carry. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Ryan. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. They go play action now. Ryan. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the... So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Bryant's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Good.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Joey Bosa in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Landry now on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Houston. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it?
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
When you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream, cause I never knew I'd get my chance to link up. Oh, I tell you all of this unusual to me. Swear I can't